Today we'll talk about time management. What is time management? Why is time management important? And what is the need of managing the time? In today's world, we often hear that we don't have any time. There's so many pending work, but we don't get any time. 24 hours is too less for the day. The day finishes off and the time is still, all that work is still pending and there's no time left with me. Why is it so? Let us see that time management or managing time is a real big challenge in today's world. If we talk about definition, what do we mean by time management? If we define it, it is a predictable control an individual can exercise over a series of events. What are those events? Those events are our daily activities which we do from morning till night. Everyone has 24 hours, but why is it so that some people in those 24 hours can manage very well, while others, they are not able to do anything, or rather they are not able to complete their work, and every day they have pending work which comes the next morning. Why time management? Why is it important? Don't you feel this necessity to manage the time? Time management is important to utilize the available time in optimum manner to achieve one's personal and professional goals. These days we have both personal and professional goals. If we are a student, we have to manage our studies, we have to manage our extracurricular activities, our social circle, friends, etc., etc. And if we are a professional, we have to do a job, plus we have to manage our social responsibilities and lots of things. If we don't manage time, either one or the other thing is pending every day. We have often heard that time is money, but are we making money out of time? No. You can't make money. You can make money, but you can't make time. That means time, whatever time has gone, you cannot bring it back. A common Chinese proverb, an inch of gold cannot buy an inch of time. An inch of gold is very precious, but still it cannot get an inch of time for you. Then how to go about? Time management is basically life management. If you manage your time effectively, that means you are able to manage your life effectively. Just give a thought. To realize the value of 1 year, ask the student who has failed in his final examinations. To realize the value of 1 month, ask the baby who has been born premature and he or she is surviving for life or death. Ask for value for a day, ask a person who is earning on a daily basis and he has to spend the money for his family. And for a week, ask the person who has to prepare a report for the whole of the week. The week is so precious, so important, and it's so long or so short that he has to work for 24 hours. So you can ask the value of time from that particular person. Okay, let us see that how to manage time, or let's give a little thought and try to answer this quiz. How old were we 5 years back? Maybe if you are a student of 20 years, 5 years back you were 15 years, maybe. What did you look at that time? A boy, a small boy or a small girl, maybe an adolescent. What did you do then? Anything you feel like doing with no responsibilities at all. What has changed ever since? At that time the priorities were go and play, go out with friends, have parties, go out, do anything you feel like. What have you achieved in this time? This 5 years, you must have started thinking about your profession. And how quickly do you think has the time passed? Then next, how quickly do you think the time has passed? Everyone will say very quickly or very fast. That is the mystery of the time or the phenomenon called time. It passes very quickly and no one knows when it has passed. Anyway, like in everybody's case, in my case or in your case, time flies like anything. So if you think about our future or maybe 5 years back, what will be like? If you put the same questions for the 5 years from now onwards, how old will you be after 5 years? If you're a student of 20 years, maybe after 5 years you'll be 25. What do you think you will be looking at that time? At that time you will be a young boy or a young girl or maybe mature. What do you think you will be doing then? Definitely would be searching for a job or would be somewhere settled in a job. What would you have changed by then? When we ask this question to students, they say everything has changed, that life has drastically changed. There's no similarity between last 10 years and today what I am. And what do you wish to achieve in this time? In this time, everyone, the 15 to 25 years of your age, everyone wishes to achieve more and more. And how quickly do you think would the time pass now? It's a big question. Would it be slower or faster or like as usual? No. It can neither be fast nor be slow. It would be like that only. The clock would move at the same speed, 1 second at a time. This has never changed and will never change. What matter is how will you keep pace with the time. 24 hours is what all we have in common. Yet some achieve so much and some do not achieve that much or not able to achieve that much. Why? Let's have a look at an old story. A king, his attendant and the prime minister. I'll just discuss it through a story. One day the king, looking out from his palace window, saw some settlements forming at the bank of the river. He said to the attendant, "Find out what it is." The attendant ran and reported back after a few minutes, "Your Highness, they are tents." The king asked again, "Where are they from?" The attendant ran again and reported back after some time, "From Persia." The king asked again, "How many people are there?" The attendant once again ran to find out and reported back, 675 men. "No women?" asked the king, and off went the attendant again. Relentless questions and corresponding trips by the attendants followed. Attendant was already getting irritated and started wondering why the king cannot think cohesively and ask more questions in one go, rather asking one question at a time. Does the king sounds like your boss or your teacher or your faculty or your parents? The king was already asking his nth question to the attendant when the PM appeared. Hearing the king, the PM intervened and asked, "Let us discuss what all we should know about that gathering near the river." They went into a meeting for some time, after which the PM went off to find out more. He was back after 2 hours. And what did he bring up after being gone for 2 hours? Here was the PM report. The tents and the bank of the river belonged to a caravan of traders from Persia. There were 675 men, 220 women and 85 children. The leader of the group is so and so. The PM also said they have 200 horses which they want to sell, and I have negotiated the price at this much. I need your consent on this. The PM also explained on what all benefits the king can accrue from the visit of these traders, etc., etc. So the PM made the king explain what all he wanted in one to go. Did proper planning prioritize the job? Did some value add to his own, and above all, what the available to the best use? From this story we can make out, like the peasant, we also do the same thing. We do one by one job, and in that course we waste a lot of time, what we could have done together. Now how do we achieve this in day-to-day working life in the midst of all pressures and pulls from several bosses and colleagues and friends and altogether from everyone? That is time management, and it is all about productivity. The more you manage the time, the more productive you will be in your professional and your personal lives. So how to get smart with time? These days it is said that people don't need hard workers, they need smart workers. What do you mean by smart worker? What is the difference between a hard worker and a smart worker? Hard worker puts more and more effort and get the result, while the smart workers put less effort and get the same work done in lesser time because they work in a systematic manner. So we need to get smart with time now. What are the measures which we need to do so that we get smart with the time, and in the process we save our time and do more and more things in the same time? First, it is very important to make a to-do list. Whether you are a student or a professional, you need to make a list in which what you have to do today, what is more important for you, what is most important, and what has to be done before and what has to be done after, so that you prioritize your activities for the day. Then goal setting. We need to set our goals, what we need to do, what we want to do, how we see ourselves after maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the goal we set, and what is our short-term goals and a long-term goals, and we need to work accordingly. Then proactiveness. Proactiveness means ki you work in a proactive manner, that is, you work systematically and you work whatever is required so that you work more efficiently and you finish your task in shorter time. Then you need to decide your priorities at the same time. Then there's one very important matrix which is called time management matrix, in which this is a matrix in which urgency and importance on the success, and important, not important, urgent and not urgent. The column number 1, we keep all the activities which are important and urgent. In column number 2, we put those activities which are important but not urgent, means that these activities can wait for some time. In column number 3, we put the activities which is not important as well as not urgent, which is important, not important, but it is urgent. That means they are in the priority list but they can wait for some time. And in the 4th, not important and not urgent. That means neither it is important nor it is urgent and can wait, and if we get time then only we can do these sort of activities. We classify time in 3 criteria. The first is the solid time. Soul time is the time which, as a student, if we call it soul time, then it is a time which you need to study or which you need to spend with your friends, or that is the time which is fixed. As a professional, if you are a professional, then the soul time is the time for which you are earning, which you have to spend in your profession or in your organization or in your office. Second is maintenance time. That is the time which is required for the daily activities, which as a student you have to do your daily activities, or as a professional, time that is required for your daily activities. Then third is the discretionary time. Discretionary time is the time which we have in our hand. That is the time remaining after the soul time and the maintenance time. This is the only time which we can plan accordingly, or in which we have a little bit of flexibility, because soul time we have no flexibility, while in maintenance time we have no flexibility, but in discretionary time we have flexibility and we can plan accordingly and we can manage our time in the discretionary time. We all have 24 hours and we can calculate the amount of time you spend every day on different activities. It will help you understand how much discretionary time you possess. That means if you know how much time you are spending in sleeping, how much time you are spending in studying, how much time you are spending in going from here and there, how much time you are spending in with your friends, how much time you are spending in playing, then you know what is the time left with you, what is the discretionary time, and you also know where you can save time or where you are wasting your time. What is your typical day? If we calculate a typical day, how many hours we are spending on different activities in a day, then only we can know what are the culprits, what are the things where we waste our time. Then only we can take out what are the time wasting culprits. And according to you, what are the most important time wasting culprits? They are, let's discuss about it, that they are like talking with the friends, talking on phone, hangouts with the friends, or sitting here and there, doing things which are not important at all. These are all the time wasting culprits on which we can save our time. If we know what are time wasting culprits, then only we can save the time, and then accordingly we can manage our time. So it is very important to make your list for the whole day so that you can manage your time effectively, and time management is life management. If we manage our time efficiently, then we can do all the activities which are required for our daily needs, and there will be no procrastination of work. That means the work will not be left over for the next day. So with this only I'll end it, that we should not waste our time and manage our time effectively. Thank you.